I've done a couple of independent films. One is with Alfred Thomas from Step Up 2 in Sins of the Father, and I have also worked in The Killing of a Japanese Bookie. So that is mostly my passion. That's what I like to do on the side, and I like modeling and just whatever I can do to better myself and work and get money.
The Killing of a Japanese Bookie. So you like doing mobster movies? Are you ever in The Sopranos? Or?
No.
Unbelievable.
No.
And what is this Magic City? Everybody I see is always on Magic City. What is that all about?
Magic City is a Stars series show. It's really good. It takes back like in the 1950s, 60s. My scene was more of, one of the dancing scenes, and when, one of the mobsters was in the Miami clubs back when, they were starting the little.
Not a dancer.
I got pictures of him dancing this weekend.
Oh, no.
Linda, don't we have those pictures?
Can we
Yes,
not start that rumor? They already.
It's not a rumor. I have pictures.
I am not a dancer.
Everything
What
we
is
do
it?
with Amp, we dance. We dance. Everything
We
we do,
dance.
we do a video of. So he apparently went on the Avenue at Atlantic Boulevard.
I was out on the avenue this weekend and
Yeah,
I
he
did
was
some
dancing.
but it wasn't professional or
We didn't. Did I say he was a professional? I said he danced,
Well,
right?
what kind of dancing? Like salsa?
no. It
He's
was
a great salsa dancer.
That's what I did
never-
on Magic City.
Oh,
Salsa.
sorry.
That's awesome.
Now, do you do salsa like what the ballroom type of salsa, the fashionable stuff, or just regular merengue or
You mean for the show or just regular?
for the
dancing?
show?
Oh, for the show is more like a partner in front of me. Very not too close, but just holding hands. Dancing. Salsa, the basic.
So they picked you because you were Latina.
Maybe.
I heard a rumor that you were on a dance show.
Really?
Is that true?
Which dance show was
I
that?
couldn't find the film, so I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
It was it so you think you can dance?
Something like that.
I don't think that's a show.
Live tonight, Natalia. And you think you can dance?
They should make a
No.
show like that. So you think you can dance?
Well, Gino, I'm gonna meet with Gino. I'm gonna talk to him a little bit about that. Hopefully, he's watching tonight, so that we can talk a little bit about doing a music segment with the ladies being the judges and things of that nature. But it's nice to have you aboard.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, I know that last week I forgot to tell you the address and you sort of walked in here late.
But it's okay. I got to see the stars singing, so that was really nice.
Okay. Well, that was my fault. But anyway, thank you for coming by. All right, let's do a little bit of sports tonight. I think I want to talk a little bit about the sports scene simply because the beautiful Miami Heat are involved in a very difficult situation right now.
Last night.
Did you watch the game?
Not really.
Now, you're a New Yorker, right?
I'm from Jersey, and I've lived in Queens before.
Are you a Knicks fan?
Yes, I am.
Alright, she can stay.
But I saw that she likes Carmelo, and
I love
we were rooting
Carmelo.
for Carmelo. I mean, I
Not
haven't
that
seen,
way, but I just love.
I haven't
we see
seen
him
it.
as a.
And the Knicks win anything in years, so I was hoping that I didn't think they would get this far this year.
No, they did good this
Well,
year.
the team that they had was a little unorthodox, but it worked. So
Well, now that team is the coach of the Brooklyn Nets, Jason Kidd. It's going to go.
I might have to
It's not the new coach.
be a Nets fan if this Knicks team doesn't.
I'm gonna tell you, the Nets have a good
Form
team.
up.
I think you're gonna see some challenges next year. The Knicks have all sorts of holes because they're either too old, they died, or they can't play anymore. We're broken this and broken that.
Oh yeah.
Big news that I heard is that they're going to move the coach of the Boston Celtics is going to the Clippers. And the Clippers are doing this to try to sign Chris Paul, who's
He's a free agent. But if that team does get, what is it, who is it, Garnett? Is that his name?
Garnett
and
the
Doc
coach.
Rivers. I mean,
The
Doc
coach.
Rivers is a great coach. He can turn any team into a winning team. He has that background. But if you have Garnett, Chris Paul, Who's the other guy on there?
On the Clippers?
Yeah.
Oh, they have a bunch of
I mean,
guys
they
on
have
there.
a bunch of superstars. That team, should go pretty far just with, bringing a new coach and bringing some new energy. And I hope that Chris Paul doesn't stay. I want him to go to the Knicks. That's one of the rumors that's going on. That has been going on, that he would love to play in New York with Carmelo and Stoudemire and Chandler, and that would be a phenomenal team. I mean, we are missing a point guard now. We have Felton, but Chris Paul's a little bit better, just a little bit.
Do you think that? What's happened? Let's talk a little bit about the Heat, because all of a sudden, all the talking heads were talking about how the Heat were going to win last night. The Heat were going to win last night, and the Heat got smacked last night.
They got hit.
And a lot of people are saying that the Heat can turn around whenever they want. They're that good, and they're looking for 7 games so they can have more money given to the guys on the team, because not all the players are megastars. They're all playing for the minimum.
Well, I've had this conversation with a couple of friends. They say that the Spurs are good and the Heat are good, but the point. And I brought up the point that shaving points is in sports. It's in the history of sports. I mean, every sport has had teams that have. I mean, look at baseball. They've had numerous things like Pete Rose. He was caught shaving points, or I don't know what other sport. Basketball, is one of those sports that can happen. The players just don't perform up to par, or the refs make a bad call. You can see that in football. We didn't have real officials for at least half the season, is what people would say, and so we have a little technical difficulty, but we're gonna keep going, and so yeah, it's not unlikely that players shave points, or not shave points, but they don't perform up to their standards, and it looks like that. A little bit. The Heat aren't performing in certain games. Like, I mean, LeBron James went 8 for 22. The guy is an animal during the season, and he's having one of the worst performances, in my opinion, that you can have in an NBA Finals. I mean, I think he should have took over the game. Last game, in the fourth quarter, he tried, but he wasn't ready for it. Or, some people might say he didn't try hard enough, but. You got anything to add there?
Well, I'm beginning to wonder, because I saw him play last night, and I know that Wade has picked up.
Wade's the only one, in my opinion, that's playing 100%. I mean, Ray Allen also. That guy doesn't like to lose. He came to Miami to win, and he's not one of those people, in my opinion, that would actually have a bad game on purpose.
But
I'm not saying LeBron would,
but Ray Allen
he's
got
had
hot, and they sat him down. I didn't understand that.
Well,
Allen hit
1 minute left.
threes, and he was getting the ball, and then they called
Miami feels comfortable. They feel comfortable with a 3-2 deficit right now, and that game, it was just
just to get out of San Antonio. They're happy with their 1 win in San Antonio, and they want to take the game home in Miami. So we'll see what happens.
Well, it's going to be an interesting 2 games, because that's what they're going to have to win. And I know that the Heat's going to win Game 6. I know
because it's a home game.
It just fits the script.
Well, they have to win Game 6. I mean, it's do or die time, and I think that's it. I think LeBron's going to have a monster game in Game 6. He's not going to go 8 for 22. You're not going to see that. You're going to see higher percentages in the paint, and look for a little bit more physical game. The refs are going to have to call it a little bit closer than they have been, because it's going to get out of hand really quickly. This is my opinion. I'm not a sports analyst or anything, but from what I watched, the games have been a little bit relaxed. You can see the frustration in LeBron James. Every time he goes into the paint, he gets an eye poked, or he gets hit in the face.
Hit him in the head.
I mean, the guy, he's bruised from head to toe, and he's like, where's the foul? In San Antonio, he's not going to get that. That's a little home cooking. But in Miami, expected a little bit closer. They're not going to try to let this game get out of hand. And we'll see who the better team is in Game 6. But I believe Game 6 is going to go to the Heat. And it's probably going to be by a big deficit.
And then Game 7 is a toss-up.
Game 7, it's anybody's game.
Well,
I think that's when both teams are going to be 100%.
Well, then let me ask you a question. Do you think that who's the better team?
Who's the better team? Fundamentally, I believe San Antonio, because they have 5.
You think it's the same thing?
Yes.
Really?
And I'm not even. You know.
They have. If you look at the stats, they have 5 players at all times on the court that are, high in rebounds, high in points. They had last game. They had over 6 people, in double digits. Miami only had 4, and the big 3 is not looking like much of a challenge to the San Antonio Spurs, who have 5 big threes. If you think about it, I mean, everybody's scoring double digits. They're the passing. I mean, Green, that kid came out of nowhere, and he's hitting threes from half court. I mean, did you see the 30-footer he put up with 2 guys in his face?
Well, he set a record for 3-pointers.
And
he broke Allen's record.
Yeah, he had 26 or 27 threes in the finals right now.
I think he's up to 28 now.
And he has 2 games left. In my opinion, he has 2 games left, and I think he can score 10 more threes. So.
Well, I think that the difference between the big 3 and then you got San Antonio's 3.5, because they got Parker and Ginobili. And Ginobili decided to play yesterday.
Well, they consider the Parker, Duncan, and Ginobili as their big 3, but Ginobili usually comes off the bench. He's been starting the last couple of games, and he's been the spark, in my opinion, for San Antonio's offense. But then you have Neal and
right now
Green.
You have 5 against 3.
The team that has the more teamwork in the end is gonna win the game. If you look at the Heat, you got Wade doing as much as he can when he's on the court. Then you got Bosh doing what he can when he's on the court. And you got LeBron. They're all separate. They're individuals. They're individual stars trying to play as a unit, and they're not really a unit. If you look at their offense, it's set up for one player at a time is gonna score, and they're more of the alley-oop kind of offense. And San Antonio has been stopping their fast breaks. So.
Well, you got 7 and then you got the kids coming off the bench, which are hitting threes as well, and you got the big body. So you're really playing 7 against 3.
I have to give credit to I don't know his first name, Leonard, though.
Yeah.
He's been playing defense on LeBron like I don't think even LeBron knows who this guy is, and they were teammates when they played for the Cavs, but he shut him down. If you look at the stats, he went 8 for 22. I think when 2 games ago when they lost in San Antonio, the first game, he went 7 for 25 or something like that. It was just he's shutting him down, but I don't know how he's going to do this game.
Well, the funny thing is that they came out and smacked San Antonio in this series as well. They beat them by 28.
Yeah, but San Antonio put up 31 points on him.
Yeah, I understand that, but it isn't something that they can't come back from.
Yeah, they've done it all year. They've come back from bigger, And
they are the champion, and they still remain the champion until they get
until Game 6 is over. We'll see.
Well, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think they're gonna win.
I agree. I think they're gonna win Game 6, and we'll see Game 7.
And I think you're gonna have a Game 7. And you're gonna have a showdown. What I like about watching the game is after the Heat lose, I go on Facebook to hear all of the people
complaining.
They want to kill themselves.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, that's really sick. Like, what's up with the Heat? What's the matter with the Heat and LeBron and Yeah, I mean, it's the worst adverse circumstances you could be playing under. And they're only down by 1, and in Heat land, that don't mean nothing. They set a record for home wins. Right? I mean, 28 in a row or something, whatever it was.
It was, remarkable.
And they're about to put that to the metal. So I think that the Heat are going to
turn up the heat.
I think they're going to find a way. I think that there's just too much talent there, and the only way that the Heat loses 6 is if they run them out of the building. And I don't think that San Antonio can do that. They've been trying, and Wade has said, he's tired in this series.
Oh, I mean, at the half, this guy's like, I've never been this tired. So
yeah,
wow.
Yeah. And what's happening is that they just came off a heavy series with Indiana, but these guys are professionals. When the clock goes on, you don't worry about how tired you are. But it's funny to hear the talking heads in the building explain to me how the Heat are going to win. They're going to win. They guaranteed wins 6, and they were going to come back and win 1 of 2. Now they got to win 2 in a row. So,
well, I'm telling all the people that have tickets for Game 6 and 7. I said, go to if you're not going to go to Game 6, you might not get to Game 7. So go to Game 6, cheer on your team, and see what happens.
No. I guarantee you there will be a Game 7. That's a guarantee. There would have to be a catastrophic full moon
Hey, stranger things have happened, all right?
Yeah, but this
Tim
ain't that
Tebow is
strange.
now on the Patriots, okay?
Well, he's a Jet fan. And you know who Tim Tebow is?
Yes.
Well, Tim Tebow signed with the Patriots for like $130. $130 is what he signed for. No money, no guarantee, no nothing.
Wow.
But he's gonna go play with one of the greatest quarterbacks in the game, one of the best coaches, one of the greatest coaches in the game. And if he gets a ring, then he makes the Jets a laughing stock. But now to make injury, it just came out today that the Jets are paying his salary.
Yeah.
They pay millions
so
to get him off the team.
And wasn't the rumor started last year that the Jets got him not just because of the Wildcat, but they didn't want the Patriots to have him. They didn't want to be hurt, the way they got hurt again when they played Denver, because he's the reason, or he's not the reason. The Jets had many reasons why they didn't make the playoffs, but that game, in my opinion, when they played Denver and Tebow beat them, in the end, that was their season. So they hired him to play defense against themselves, against him, basically. And they didn't use him. They didn't use him at all. They put him on the field. They hit him in special teams, and he got hurt. You don't put a quarterback on special teams or, whatever he is. But I think the Patriots are going to find somewhere to put him. They said maybe a tight end. Hernandez and Gronkowski are their big tight ends, but
Gronkowski just had his 5th operation.
Yeah, but the Patriots
done.
like to play double tight ends, and they have that wildcat formation with the tight ends, where Tebow can also throw the ball a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying he's very accurate, but he can throw the ball, and you put him in the backfield, and you don't know whether he's going to run or pass. That's pretty dangerous. And the Patriots are really good at finding out what a player's strength is and using it against another team. So the Jets are in trouble.
Well, the greatest. Well, it's not only the Jets. You got the whole AFC. I mean, you got the Ravens are the champions of the world, so they're the ones that are going to have to really look at it. They're the ones that have to deal with this problem. But some of the nicest thing about being a great coach is knowing your opponent. A coach coaches against the other side. So the other side, if you know the other side, the head guy, you know how he thinks. It gives your team an advantage that week. And one of the things that Belichick has done, and this is how stupid professional sports is. He's gone to a team in Denver that went to the playoffs, and he went to this circus in New York that went nowhere. But you've seen 2 different ways of using the same kid. One is throw him in there and let him be a bum, and then when he won 8 games in a row, they didn't know what to do with him.
And he won a playoff game. He won a big playoff game,
And they didn't know what to do with him, so they got rid of him. That makes sense? No. Welcome to NFL
Well, that was strategy. He got Peyton Manning. Come on.
Well, he got Peyton Manning, but Tebow he wasn't that bad for the things that Elway said. Now, Elway used to win a game with no time on the clock, and I remember watching his games when I was growing up.
Well, Tebow does the same thing. I mean,
so what Belichick is going to do is he's going to take the weaknesses of 2 teams where they just have more, and he's going to put this kid in the position that he's going to do well. If he can throw the short pass, then why do you ask him to throw the long pass? If he can sprint to the left because he's a lefty quarterback, and he can get the ball or option to run, he's going to do that. He's going to play this game as a wing or something where he carries the ball
and he runs people over.
And he runs people over, or he can throw the ball short. Tight ends that are fantastic. So I expect Tebow to do very well in New England.
I don't see him as a punt returner or whatever what they use, a punt protector. Maybe if the Patriots feel like that's necessary, but they're not hiring him to block anybody. That's for sure. They're gonna hire him to run somebody over.
No imagination, and I blame the Miami Dolphins because I hate the Miami Dolphins. I bring them for everything.
Yeah.
Because the Miami Dolphins head coach was hired by Rex Ryan, who
to be an offensive coordinator.
To be an offensive coordinator. This guy can't spell the word offense, but they gave him the job of teaching this kid to come in and be how to sit on a bench.
That's great.
Yeah.
So unfortunately,
so now he's going to go to a bigger bench, and he's
going to go to a winning bench.
He's going to go to a winning bench, and that's better than.
I'd rather learn and win than sit and lose.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's going to happen is it's an embarrassment and a kick in the head to New Yorkers because we hate New England.
Wow.
The Boston Yankees stuff and.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is not the first time the Patriots have done that. Look at Danny Woodhead. He was a New York Jet. He got cut. Patriots said, "Okay, we'll use him," and he became one of the better running backs in the league for a brief period of time before he got injured, and that hurt us too. So the Jets don't really know how to use.
They don't know how to coach
players.
When you run a running back, the guy who carries the ball, and you run him into the line has certain letters and numbers that you run him into. you don't run a small back into the teeth of a defense because you're going to hurt him. So what New England did was they changed their offensive line. They're bigger, smarter, and they changed what they call trap plays, and Woodhead became a superstar. And he ran all over the Jets, which was the funniest thing to watch.
Players do not like. Well, they do like playing teams that have gotten rid of them and showing them up.
Well.
So it always hurts a little bit when you had a great player and you got rid of
And
him.
you lost him, yeah.
So,
Well, in the news, we got hockey. Hockey?
Whoever out there is listening,
Chicago
please call in and tell us
Boston.
what the hell's going
Chicago
on.
and Boston is playing. Yeah, that's a dead series. That doesn't have no chance. It's 1-1, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's 1-1.
I think it's 1-1. I haven't been following hockey. I'm sorry.
Neither has anybody else. But every time we
Neither
go
have
out to
I.
eat, they put it on the TVs. And I know the red shirts
I know
and the blue
I
shirts.
do know the Bruins and Chicago Blackhawks are playing in the Stanley Cup final. All right.
That's right.
And they did go to triple overtime in the first game,
and
the Blackhawks
won.
and I did not follow the second game.
4-1. Chicago lost the second game. Boston won.
Okay, so
Now,
that
do you know who the champion of the hockey was last year?
Oh, no, I haven't been paying attention.
no,
Wasn't it the LA Kings?
I have no idea. I'm not much of a hockey person, but
Ken, isn't the LA
if
Kings?
there's
Yeah.
anyone out there and
Yeah,
they're
LA
listening, 888-565-1470 and call in and with that answer.
There's a segue and win a certificate to Mississippi Sweets
And you'll win a certificate to watch the game,
at Freddie's house, Freddie's room.
at your house.
And Freddie's bad TV in his room.
Yeah,
You
you can watch it on my TV.
Give me some popcorn.
Yeah, I'll make you a popcorn and you can explain to me who's playing.
Explain the game. Natalia come over, she'll tell you, well, this is hockey, and they play it on a frozen pine. Oh, man. Okay, so we have 3 minutes. 3 minutes, Ken? Got 3 minutes left. I have some news that I want to share, which nobody in this room knows.
Except you.
Except me. I actually went to see Dr. Panozzo today. And I had an x-ray taken of my ankles, which I have been complaining for about 3.5 years, that they hurt. And I have diabetes. And the thought was that I had neuropathy. I do not have neuropathy.
What do you have?
I have, my left hip is lower than my right hip.
No, I got that too. Must be genetic.
I have flat feet.
Oh, I don't got that.
And there is a tendon in my ankle that he displayed and showed me on film.
So it's pinching, right?
It's actually my body's lowering itself to the left
Because of the hips?
because of my hips. It's not the neuropathy. And he ran a test, and I felt this test, and he says, you don't have neuropathy.
So
What you have is bad placement. So what he did was, in my
you popped
shoe,
your hip?
in my shoe, he put a lift. And I'm surprised that
So
nobody even saw it
you're wearing
today.
lifts
That was-
today?
I have a lift in my left shoe.
We're going to have to show
But
that.
all of a sudden,
We got 2 minutes.
my V, and they put you on this machine, all of a sudden I'm straight.
So you've been standing
Half an inch.
You've been standing
Except
crooked.
that. Yeah, and it's causing the pain in my left foot, which is then causing the pain in my right foot.
Maybe I should go get an x-ray.
But wait a minute, it gets better. He takes me on this machine, and he shows me the inner bones and the nerves and everything in your ankle, and he shot me up with this medicine.
Was it
And
a
as
steroid?
God is my witness. Well, I don't know what it is. He's not
Why
going to
didn't you
tell me
ask?
because it's what he does for a living. As God is my witness, I got feeling back in my left leg. As God is my
Awesome.
witness.
That's awesome. Thank God.
And I
That's-
started
that's
running
good.
around his office like a maniac. 1 minute. So we're going to be on the air on Friday, 12 o'clock noon on 740 TV station, WSBR 740. I'm going to have Dr. Panazzo on there. I'm going to tell the world what I am feeling right now and what I am experiencing right now is tremendous. And there's more to follow because there's a follow-up to this story. But thank you for coming down, Natasha.
Thank you for having me. Natalia.
Natalia?
Well, you're gonna be called Natasha. Natalia.
Oh,
and-
Nastasia. He
we
said
need
Nastasia.
we need a second name.
I'm
Like,
Harvey. Linda, thank you for doing the board. Gio in Tampa, thank you. Freddie
follow
J,
me
take
on
it out.
Twitter, FJ Santory.
Yeah, follow him because he got no friends.
Follow me. I need friends, and maybe you can watch the game.
There you go.
You
Win
can
a
watch
prize.
Win a prize. Watch the
Watch
game.
the game. All right, take us out, Ken.
You've been listening to Santory and Sons, the show where society's past, present, and future are viewed and explained through the eyes of 3 different age mindsets. Remember, you can view the show at amp2.
You're still on camera. Up, the screen's up. Okay.
He